Alright, so today we're going to be breaking down Charlie Morgan's $996,000 per month sales funnel. I'm not going to try to sound smart here by using any kind of fancy words or anything like that. I'm just going to give you the exact value you came to this video for, which is to know exactly how he gets traffic, nurtures that traffic, and then converts that traffic into paying customers within the least amount of time possible. So anyways, I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's just get straight into the funnel breakdown. We're going to start off the funnel breakdown by breaking down his TikTok at 8,823 followers. He's pretty small on TikTok, and he has not been able to grow on TikTok very quickly at all. His views are consistently staying at the 1,000 view mark, and so it's not at all a significant source of income. A lot of them are just clips from his events, his workshops, his questionnaires, his live events that he has with all of the people that come to those events. They ask questions, and then he clips those questions and then puts them on the TikTok. He also has these separate videos that he recently just started trying, where he has a very over edited. This is a very similar style to what Rob the Bank is doing, as well as Neural Knowledge, with the super over edited text with a ton of b-roll, him talking into the camera with these black cinema bars up and down below his face. And so he doesn't have a very consistent content style, but he's juggling back and forth between different styles, trying to see what will work the best. Now, although the TikTok does not bring a lot of traffic for Charlie, he has an even better short form social media that is called the Instagram, that is going to be bringing him a way more customers and way more leads, because he has 93,000 followers on Instagram. Charlie Morgan, I've made $30 million plus selling information online, a little bit of social proof, scaling 3,000 plus agencies, coaches, and consultants and course sellers. Again, more social proof. And then at the bottom, I think he's been having issues with scam accounts that are actually stealing his clients. So he actually has this whole sentence about the fact that this is his only account and all the other accounts are complete scams. In the links for the account, it has Charlie's Funnel / YouTube and two more. Those two more are actually his other offers, which is his Easy Grow offer, and also, of course, his online mastermind. Now, I'm going to get into both of those offers in a quick second. But for the actual story highlights, you'll see reviews 1, reviews 2, client stories, join the team, YouTube, results, and results 2. So reviews 1 and reviews 2 is literally just reviews off of his clients for a specific program that he has. Client stories, this is actual video testimonials. So actual videos that clients recorded, just recapping their whole story and how Charlie helped them. Even more social proof. And Charlie has a ton of variety in his sales funnel in terms of the type of social proof he uses, which is one of the big proponents for his success, because he absolutely hammers you with social proof until you literally cannot deny how well his program actually works. Now, after that, you'll see join the team. This is a little bit of a CTA for anybody who's interested in joining the team and actually working with Charlie. YouTube is just obviously promoting his YouTube, few screenshots of his YouTube videos, what sauce he's giving away, everything like that. That's just hyping you up for the YouTube and actually giving you that a little bit of motivation to actually click on the link and go to the YouTube. Results 1 and results 2, just a ton of client results, screenshots, testimonials, everything like that. The reason that he has 2 of these, so results and reviews is basically the 5-star reviews and everything like that off Trustpilot and of course everywhere else. So they're mostly written testimonials, whereas results is going to be screenshots and actual testimonials from clients that you can actually tangibly see, or dashboard screenshots, everything like that. And that's why he has 2 separate story highlights for them. Now, for the actual content, before we get into the main type of content that he posts, let's go ahead and break down the pinned posts. So for the actual pinned posts, you'll see 3 of them, and each of them are designed to fulfill 1 out of the 3 parameters, which is getting people to know you, getting people to like you, and then also getting people to trust you through these pinned videos. Because a lot of people underestimate the importance of pinned videos, but your pinned videos are the first thing that somebody sees the moment that they stumble on your page. So they are basically your entire personal brand encompassed into 3 videos. So you'd probably want to make them as good as physically possible. And so this is a really easy strategy for you to go ahead and follow in your own coaching business. So first of all, you want to get people to know you with one of your reels, and you want to make sure that these reels are actually popular and they actually get a ton of views right off the bat, even without being a pinned video. Because if they don't, that means it's a really crap video. So if you put a bad video onto your pinned videos, that's obviously going to have a bad effect on the new members of your channel or your new followers. After that, you want one video that gets people to like you, and then one video that gets people to trust you. This completes the KLT method. And once you've completed the KLT method, that is going to maximize the impact that you have on somebody's brain, because you answered the 3 questions that they have most burning in their brain, like who are you and what do you do? Do I actually vibe with this guy? And then of course, why should I actually trust this guy, and why should I actually give him my time and attention? And so the way Charlie has implemented the KLT method is as follows. Now, I want to preface this by saying that all of these videos have to give away value, obviously, because he's selling to B2B. If you're selling B2C, value is not that important. And you, as an owner of a coaching business, you probably don't need to care about value too much. But if you're actually selling to other businesses with your coaching business, that's when you really want to care about value, right? So it'll depend on who you're selling to. But for the first video, he's building trust and he's building authority by being on the stage, by presenting off of the stage, having so many people asking him questions. This is building a ton of authority, building a ton of trust. And this is also the video that gets people to know him instantly as that guy, that one guy I can actually trust. He's huge. Then the second video gets people to like him right here. This is actually explaining how he started out and how he stole all the testimonials from other agencies. And now this basically instantly splits his audience into two. And that's exactly what you want with these pinned videos. He only wants those people who resonate with his message of just get it done no matter what means you use. And it also introduces a part of his personality and his ideation and his overall outlook and perspective to the audience so that they can decide if they actually vibe with this guy or not. If they don't, they leave. If they do, they stay for a long time. And you might be scared to do this within your funnel, but the reason you want to make sure to do this is because this will result in the rest of your content just overall doing better. Just because you have cut out all of the noise and the people who you know will not like you or know you will not like your content instantly before they can actually damage any of your retention, damage your views, damage your watch time. So you've instantly cut them out before they can do any damage to you. So you're actually saving yourself future time just by doing this one singular thing. And then of course the third video is getting people to trust him because he's actually introducing a brand new book that nobody's heard of. He seems like the bringer of good news or the bringer of value that nobody has ever heard of, because he actually introduces a book that almost nobody's ever heard of, and it was actually the inspiration or one of the biggest inspirations for the 48 Laws of Power. He's able to plant a hole in your worldview that doesn't damage you too hard, but it does affect you, which results in you actually thinking of him as more of an authority than he actually is instantly, just because he recommended you to something that nobody else is talking about. That instantly makes you feel like he's on a new frontier and he's already ahead of everybody else, including you, instantly building more trust and authority. For the rest of his content that he's consistently posting, you'll see that all of them are mostly these, of course, black bars with a ton of crazy editing. He's again tried that with the Instagram recently quite a bit, as you can see, but they're mostly clips from his longer form content that he reposts onto Instagram. He also sometimes makes specific Instagram reels and he films them specifically for the reels, but he acts like he actually clipped it from a longer form video to make it more raw and authentic and better to actually watch for the audience, because it's very weird, but the retention rates actually increase when you out of the blue say something that is not connected to a whole sentence. So even just from me, one of my most popular reels was actually started off by me just saying trading, even though it has nothing to do with any sentence that I've said before, which instantly hooked the audience and made them watch further. So you can definitely use that in your content as well. He's getting an average of 10,000 to 20,000 views, and so it's pretty decent on the Instagram. And you'll obviously see that the Instagram is getting way more average views than the TikTok. And again, I've said this in many other videos, the TikTok's algorithm is just very unforgiving. It will not forgive you. It will not have any mercy on you. And it will instantly destroy your video, even if one person does not watch through the entire video at the first rungs of when it's testing your video. So for example, the reason that these videos aren't performing well is because his followers aren't engaging with them. They don't like these videos enough for Instagram to actually push them further than the 800 to 1,000 people that they're already pushing them to. Whereas on Instagram, it's way more forgiving for your specific followers, and its starting test size is way higher. So a lot of your followers, no matter what, will see your video, and so it's way better at nurturing. But of course, it does not have as much virality potential, so it's way worse for going viral. But just because of its nature as a short form platform, it can, of course, result in a lot of virality anyways. But now we're obviously going to get into the proper sauced up parts of the funnel. I have an absolute metric ton of value readied up for you guys just across the rest of this funnel, but let's go ahead and move into the main nurturing platform, which is the YouTube. So on the YouTube, he has 273,000 subscribers, videos about business and stuff, instantly introducing what the hell his videos are about. But the moment you get onto the channel, there's a video that you can actually choose to put up on your channel, which is the main video that everybody will see the moment they click on your channel for the first time. And this is the video that he's chosen: Beginner to Millionaire Guide in 2025, 22+ hours. Now, the reason he's chosen this video is obviously because of the huge amount of time that it has. So it's going to be a ton of nurturing that he can do within this video. And also because of the fact that this encompasses his entire brand and is also the video that appeals to the most amount of people, and it's also one of the videos that has gone the most viral for him in recent times. Now, throughout this video, I've been talking about nurturing, and you might not know what nurturing is. Now, nurturing basically just means having people see your face as much as physically possible, and for long as physically possible, as well as in as many places as physically possible. Now, something I don't hear a lot of people talk about is that nurturing, just at the end of the day, comes down to something called the 7-11-4 rule. Now, the 7-11-4 rule was actually studied on by Google, and I'm pretty sure I can pull it up right now. And so the 7-11-4 rule, as you can see, it's a marketing concept, a Google study on customer behavior, which suggests that it takes 7 hours of content engagement across 11 different touch points in 4 different locations to convert a stranger into a buyer. A lot of people are confused on why the 7-11-4 rule is so important and how exactly it works. So 7 hours of content just literally means hours of content consumed. So if your video is 22 minutes long, or maybe 15 to 20 minutes long on average, if you take 20 minutes as an average for all of your videos, it would take about 21 videos to fulfill the 7 hours of content consumed parameter. It's pretty self-explanatory. For the touch points, now touch points just means different videos, different places they see your face, or different times they see your face in a different setting. So different videos is a really good example of this. So each video is its own touch point. So if you consume this 7 hours of content and you just watch 20-minute videos, that would be about 21 touch points. But where the touch points really shine is actually on the Instagram and the TikTok, because they have such a large amount of touch points on these short form platforms that you can consume in very quick succession. Although they don't have a lot of hours of content that you can consume, the reason I said that Instagram is really good at nurturing as well is because Instagram as a platform has so many touch points that it repeatedly makes your buyers see constantly, because of its algorithm, that the amount of touch points consumed actually offsets the amount of hours of content that you need to consume. Now, what do I mean by that? So basically, the 7 hours of content consumed is not a hard and fast rule. It's actually proportional to the 11 different touch points. So if somebody consumed 50 to 100 touch points on Instagram, which is a low number, in fact, a lot of people consume way more, that would equal about 2 hours of real content or 3 hours of real content consumed on the Instagram. But these two don't match. Now, the reason that this person is actually going to be more likely to convert is because the amount of touch points they consumed subconsciously makes them believe that they actually consumed more than they did in reality. And yes, this is supposed to be a brain. But again, this has a huge subconscious effect. And so that's why these Instagram only funnels work so well, because you can maximize the nurturing potential of your Instagram just by posting every single day or multiple times a day. You'll see this with Jake Ryan. You'll see this with Samuel Millsap. You'll see this with Shelby Sapp as well. They're absolutely huge, and all they use is Instagram, just because it's literally the all-rounder platform where you can get everything done and maximize conversions. Now, for Charlie's content specifically, as you can see, it's about 10 to 40 minutes long. It's very variable. Sometimes it's super short, sometimes it's super long. The videos get an average of about 20 to 100,000 views pretty regularly. So you'll see that a lot of them are getting 40K views, 30K views, and everything like that. But a lot of these videos are also going to go very viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views. And this is actually Charlie's biggest platform for conversions, just because of the fact that YouTube is amazing for nurturing, and also he has just a sheer insane number of subscribers, as well as content, and also just a lot of people watching his videos at all times. But of course, just like his Instagram, these videos are giving away a metric ton of value, a lot about productivity. He also really likes dispelling any beliefs that you have about getting rich, and he really preaches hard work. And recently he's been again focusing on the mindset / productivity section. So as you can see, a lot of these videos are about productivity, and then the rest are all about mindset and just systems to implement for your mindset, and also a lot of polarizing titles as well. Now, obviously they've watched the content on the YouTube, but where do they actually go from here? So there's 5 links on his link area on YouTube. 100 qualified appointments per month. This is his main funnel. Business channel, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything like that, right? All that sauce. Now, the business channel is where we're going to go next. Now, the business channel is a huge part of Charlie's funnel. And you'll see a lot of these gurus like Iman Gaji, Charlie Morgan, everything like that, switching to these business accounts. And you may be wondering, why are they doing that? Why are they lowering their subscriber count? That is generally because they want to increase the quality of their views. Because these gurus, they started off by making these very generic videos about productivity, mindset, everything like that. And now he is dependent on that on the main channel because all these subscribers are from specifically that. So they make a separate channel where they're able to funnel everybody from their main channel that is actually qualified into the second channel, where people who are actually genuinely interested in business videos and everything, they are the people who actually subscribe and get into this channel and start watching his videos. And anybody else who was looking for just general psychology advice, they won't get that here, so they will instantly leave. So he has an extremely concentrated pool of buyers right here. Now, this is the early stages for this channel, so I'd say he's not making more than he was on the main channel, but with the power of this business account and how specific and targeted the content can be, as well as the audience, he's probably making a good chunk, a huge chunk of his money just off of the single channel alone. Now for the bio, you'll see business videos to grow your marketing agency, coaching or consulting business, a link, imperiumacquisition.com, easy grow business, and then one more link, which is work with me one-on-one. We'll get into both of those links in a quick second. So the content on this channel is getting about 10 times less views, but these views are way higher quality for Charlie. And he's making a lot of videos that are only focused on business. He does not focus on psychology or anything like that. He just has a ton of actionable business insights, as well as how he's planning to go from a certain revenue number to another revenue number, as well as all of his tips to start implementing systems and grow your business fastest. And he also does, of course, make the same kinds of videos, similar fashion, but he makes sure to only cover topics that are actually interesting to business owners. And you'll see that this got more views. That's because a lot of the people that saw this channel thought that this was a video from that channel and probably clicked on it to check it out. But he does not want that, so he probably stopped doing that just because of that. Now, these videos are not as good at nurturing, so they're about 10 minutes long on average, but still they're way better than just sticking to Instagram or anything like that. Getting into the links, you'll see 100 plus qualified appointments per month, and then you'll see a new thing, which is the work with me one-on-one. Work with me one-on-one is actually not linked on this main YouTube channel. The reason is because he does not want unqualified people coming to his mastermind. And we'll get into this mastermind in a second, but let's break down his Easy Grow course, which is the main thing that's actually making him money from both of these platforms, just because he's advertising across them. First of all, you're going to see a loading sign, huge thing, because it's going to make it very, very easy for people to understand at which step they are and how much is left and how easy the actual process is. Just quantifying it will have a huge effect. And these loading effects do have an effect on conversion rate at about 0.3 to 0.5%, depending on what your conversion rate is right now. And that may sound small, but if your conversion rate itself is at 1%, just adding this tiny little loading bar has already 50% increased your revenue that is coming from your business instantly. He starts by targeting his ICP instantaneously. After that, you're going to see you're one step away from learning how you can fill your calendar with 100 plus qualified appointments every single month, 100% guaranteed. The best part is, if you don't get clients, we don't get paid. Now, this is a quick objection handle, like, wait, how do you not get paid? Wait, how does this guarantee work? They're interested now and they're actually going to watch the video. This is the main use of this subtitle, the subheading. You want to answer one really big objection in their mind, or maybe even 2 or 3, depending on if you're B2C or B2B. And the moment that you answer that big question, that's when they're actually going to be motivated to actually click on the VSL, because now that big objection is gone. Now they just have small objections that can be actually handled on the VSL, and so they're interested in learning more. So you're going to see step 1 of 2, watch the video. He's making it as simple as physically possible for you to watch this video and go through his funnel just by splitting it up into 2 steps. And he shows you that there are 2 steps. Even down here, step 2 of 2, schedule your discovery call. We'll get into that in a second. Now for the actual VSL, it's very, very basic. It's about 5 minutes long. It just starts off instantly by giving away the huge promise, which is of course 100 plus qualified appointments guaranteed. After that, he goes into a ton of social proof, giving away a ton of testimonials, everything like that. And he sprinkles those in throughout the VSL by saying, you know, we have hundreds of testimonials or whatever like that, right? And he makes sure to sprinkle that in throughout the VSL. Now, of course, he goes into problem amplification throughout the rest of the VSL, and then at the end, a small little CTA. After that, you're going to scroll down. You're going to see, of course, your answers will remain completely confidential and are used to prepare a strategy for you prior to the call. Quickly answering another objection just so you have enough motivation to actually fill out the form. By the way, there's a quick form right here, a Calendly, which for some reason he does not use a type form, which is a huge bottleneck in his funnel. That could be adding a 1 to 2% increase in conversion rates just by adding in a type form here, because Calendly's questions are absolutely horrendous. And just by seeing that huge wall of questions, a lot of your clients will instantly be ticked off and leave. So then you'll see what we'll show you on your first discovery call: booking appointments, how to get 300 plus free appointments in the first 90 days without using ads, quick little bit of value stacking, client delivery and scaling, sales mastery, everything like that. And then you're going to see a ton of social proof throughout this actual page. And what's insane is that he used to give you even more social proof throughout this page. But of course, he's cut down on that recently. You'll also see specific numbers here. So a lot of people don't show that, but it's really insane that he shows the actual new monthly revenue and new annual revenue, as well as the time frame exactly. And you'll also have a huge interview with him. And so he's got so many testimonials of just interviews with these people that is undeniable proof that he actually does what he does, and he actually does it well. Then you'll also see a 4.8 stars on Trustpilot. Again, absolutely huge. A lot of people don't have Trustpilot and they put those fake review stickers on there. That's just not as believable as Trustpilot. If you already are getting reviews, just for your own sake, put in a Trustpilot. This increases conversions by about 2% on any landing page or any given landing page, just by having Trustpilot as a social proof, just because it's way more familiar to people than just some amorphous 5-star rating. Again, huge amount of value stacking down here, what's included in our program. The confused prospect does not buy. You want to make sure that they know everything about your program right before they buy, so that they're not confused at all and know exactly what they're getting for their money that they're putting in. And then of course, book your discovery call down here. Again, another CTA at the bottom of the page, because why would you make them scroll all the way back up? It's already a pain in the ass to get them to click this button. Why would you make even more friction on the page for them to go all the way back up to the top? Now, the mastermind is pretty different from EasyGrow. Obviously, it's way more expensive, but also is extremely hands-on with Charlie Morgan. And this is actually targeted towards the higher business owners in higher calibers. So people who are making a good 6 figures per month right now, as well as a lot of people who just want to scale way, way further than that. And people who have a lot of money to throw at Charlie at any given moment that can buy a very expensive mastermind. Now, I'm assuming this mastermind is anywhere from the high 5 figures to even low 6 figures, just for being with Charlie and having this 12-month mastermind occur. But of course, I'm not completely sure. So it's a mastermind with 99 founders to maximize profits, client results, and happiness. Exactly what it is, confused prospect does not buy, as well as more parts of exactly what it is, what it's for, who it's helping. And since you're targeting here in this copy, he's targeting people who are well-versed in business. They are not these consumers that he's targeting with the EasyGrow course, even though it's B2B, but this is hyper targeted and it gets straight to the point with no BS, which is a huge mistake a lot of copywriters make when they're speaking to other 6-7 figure entrepreneurs. They don't care about your copywriting. They just want to know exactly what's inside of it and exactly how they can buy it and how they can throw their money at you. Then you'll see who, what, when, how, and you'll see the same trend again. He's just getting to the point, explaining everything to these business owners so that they know everything before actually getting onto the call. And instantly, you're going to see scroll down a schedule a call. He's going to go over who it's for, what is it, why should I join, when it is happening, and then finally, how does it work? This is the biggest one a lot of people miss. You need to explain what actually you're selling. If a person doesn't even know what the hell you're selling, how are they supposed to give you their money for it? And then of course, at the end, he's going to recap the goal and the next steps, and then a CTA to book a call right here, as well as a ton of social proof from existing mastermind members, probably the people who had the best experiences and of course had the best reviews for the mastermind. And then of course a CTA to schedule a discovery call, which is then going to go into a Calendly, and then you're going to be able to book with a CSO, that is Alfred Zadley. And then of course you're going to be able to book with a CSO, which is Alex Brunker. And so that was Charlie Morgan's $1 million per month sales funnel, broken down into the nitty gritty. We went over his TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, second YouTube business channel, his EasyGrow mastermind, as well as his mastermind for business owners. So of course, I hope you got a ton of value from that video. If you have any ideas for any future funnel breakdowns I should make, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. If you have any ideas for future videos I should make, or explanation videos, any Miro board explainer videos about a certain topic, leave them down in the comments below as well. If you have any ideas to improve the content, go ahead and DM me on Instagram, second link down below in the description. And of course, if you're interested in working together to scale your coaching business to over 6 figures per month as fast as physically possible, without wasting time, without dealing with bad clients, without dealing with anything like that, and keeping your focus just on content, go ahead and check the second link down below where you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. We can talk. We can go ahead and book in a call from there if we actually vibe with each other and we think we can actually work together. So it's a no-brainer. Go ahead and check that second link down below. And of course, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to watch another one of my videos, go ahead and check this one out right here because YouTube thinks that you'll like it. If you want to watch the whole funnel breakdowns playlist with upwards of $100,000 worth of sauce in just this one playlist, go ahead and check it out right here. And if you want to go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, which I would hugely appreciate, you can click this button right here. It should show a pop-up and press subscribe. Hoping to see you in this next video. Goodbye.